let's do a book haul. Hey everyone, it's Paige, and I am here with a very, very massive book haul. Yeah. As usual, I'm going to split this up into parts, so I'm going to talk about books that I bought myself and then books I got from publishers, and there's a lot of each. So let's jump right into it because I got a lot to get through. Before we get into books that I did acquire this month, I'm going to have a link below for the Barnes & Noble BeFest book haul that I filmed separately from this just because I got a lot of books and swag and stuff there. And I filmed that with my sister, so you should definitely check that out once it's down there because I haven't edited it yet, but definitely check that out too. One of the first things that I got in September was the Renegades ARC box by Marissa Meyer, and I'm very, very thrilled and overjoyed and just very honored to have gotten this. Obviously, Marissa Meyer is coming out with a new book called Renegades, and there's some really exciting stuff in here. There's the ARC and then some buttons that you can have a chance of getting if you pre-order the book. This comes out November 7th, so you still have a lot of time to pre-order and get yourself this exciting book that I haven't read yet, but it's at like the top of my TBR, so I am very, very excited to read this one. So thank you very much, Fierce Reads, for this package. I was overjoyed to see it in my mailbox. Fierce Reads was also kind enough to send me a finished copy of Moxie by Jennifer Matthew, and they also sent some cool swag stuff with it. I'm very, very excited to check this one out. I've heard really great things about it, and I've heard it's very feminist and really awesome, so that sounds like something right up my alley, and I can't wait to jump into this one as well. So thank you again very much, Fierce Reads, for this. Then at the end of the month, Fierce Reads sent me a package while I was off in England, so I couldn't open it right away, but I saw from UPS that it was £6 worth of books, so I was like, oh my god, what is going to be in there? So they sent me 7 books plus a sampler, so let's jump right into this because there's a lot to show you. I'm going to breeze through these fairly quickly because I don't really know a whole lot about them, and I only know, I think, when they come out, so I'm just going to tell you that and the title, and we'll breeze through this thing. Okay, so the first one is As She Fades by Abby Glines, and this comes out in April of next year. The next one is Don't Forget Me by Victoria Stevens, which comes out in February of next year. This one has a gorgeous cover, and it's I Stop Somewhere by T.E. Carter, and this comes out in February. This one comes out in January, and it's Winner Take All by Laurie DeVore. I'm so bad at pronouncing names. The next one is Dreamer by L.E. Delano, and this comes out in April. And then these last two are probably the ones that I'm the most excited for, and this one is To Kill a Kingdom by Alexandra Christo, and this comes out in March. The final one is A Girl Like That by Tanaz Bathenia. I'm so bad at pronouncing names, but this one comes out in February, and I'm most excited for this one. I also really love the cover. It's stunning. So then with all of those ARCs, they also sent me a little sampler of Marissa Meyer's next graphic novel, which is Wire is a Nerve Volume 2. I've read Volume 1, obviously, because I love the Lunar Chronicles, and this one comes out in January of next year, so there's a little ways to wait, which I'm kind of disappointed about, but I read through this sampler super quickly, and I'm just very, very excited to jump back into the Lunar Chronicles world. I'm so glad it's not over yet. I really love this series. Once again, thank you very much, Fierce Reads. Okay, so then I bought some books for myself, because obviously I did. And the first one is Inside Out, A Personal History of Pink Floyd by Nick Mason, who is the drummer from the band Pink Floyd. And I mentioned that I had read this back in August, I believe, and I gave this one 5 out of 5 stars. I really love this. I know that this has been updated, so I kind of want the updated version as well, but this was super cheap on Amazon. It was like $4 or something. So I bought it before I went to England, and then it was here when I got back. I'm definitely already going through withdrawals from not being at the exhibit any longer, so this will be something good to read to like tide me over until it possibly goes on tour. I don't know, we'll see. Keeping in with that same Pink Floyd theme, I mentioned this in my September wrap-up, and I bought In the Pink, Not a Hunting Memoir by Nick Sedgwick. I bought this in London at the V&A Museum and read through it while I was in England, and I loved it, and this was great, and I'm also very excited to have this. I'll probably reread this pretty soon because I feel like I just went through it way too quickly. Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff in here too. I also bought 2 other books while I was in England, the first being A Conjuring of Light by V.E. Schwab. My entire series and every single book I have by her is the UK edition because Sam so graciously gave me a copy of Vicious by V.E. Schwab, which is signed, and that was the UK edition, so ever since then I've been buying all the UK ones, which I think are much prettier than the US versions, but this is a monster of a book, and I haven't read this series yet, but I really want to, so very excited to have this. As most people know, if you follow me on Tumblr, I mention this a lot. My favorite book of all time is The Book Thief by Markus Zusak, and I'm on like some sort of personal insane mission where I have to own like every single edition of this book. So I bought another copy while I was in England. I bought one when I was there last time, which was different than this one, so I don't own this one, or I didn't previously, because obviously I have it now. Anyway, so I picked this one up. I love this cover. It's really beautiful. If you haven't read this book, read it and come talk to me about it because it is phenomenal. I'm probably going to reread it this Christmas. I watch the movie every Christmas Eve with my mom, and I have this huge poster in my room right here. Actually, I'll probably put a video here of the like Book Thief promotional movie thing because my mom and my sister went and met Markus Zusak while I was off at college a couple of years ago, and they got a bunch of my books signed by him, so I need him to come back to the United States and sign the rest of my books, obviously, because I keep acquiring them. But yes, that being said, this is the other one that I got while I was in England. Another book that I got that I had kind of forgotten that I had pre-ordered was The Language of Thorns by Leigh Bardugo. I had just finished reading Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom when I had pre-ordered this, so yeah, pretty excited to have this. I still haven't read the Grisha trilogy, and I kind of want to read that first before I read this because I feel like this is good supplemental material before that. But this is so beautiful. Like, it's just a stunning, stunning copy, and there's a lot of illustrations inside. The last book that I got, as some of you know, I participate in something called Books for Trade on Twitter, which is sometimes sort of a nightmare, but most of the time it works out okay. So basically people trade their arcs for ones that other people have. So like, for example, I traded my copies of Wind Witch and Truth Witch for an arc of the Raven Boys, which I'm very excited to have. And the girl that I traded with told me that it was signed. As you can see, it is. I'm very excited. All my other copies of Maggie Stiefvater's work are signed too because I met her before. Very excited to have this in my collection. I'm trying to get the rest of them. And if you have them and want to trade an arc with me, hit me up because I'm trying to get the rest of them. Thank you to the girl that traded with me for this. I'm very, very excited to have this. And that is everything that I got in September, technically, because you should still watch that video I have linked down below of all the stuff I got at Barnes & Noble, which was a crap ton of stuff. And I'll probably be doing a lot of giveaways coming up too because my sister and my mom make book sleeves, and we're going to be launching our shop very soon, and there's a link down below to check that out. And yeah, there's just a lot of really great stuff coming up, and I have links down below also to the video that I have of everything that I read in September and everything I hope to read in October. But yeah, there's just a lot of link stuff down there. Very link heavy. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, give it a like, comment, subscribe. If you bought any of these books or are looking forward to reading any of them, let me know that too. As always, I love hearing from you guys. If you want to talk to me on a different platform, I have links down below, of course, for Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, all that good stuff, my actual site where you can get in contact with me as well. Otherwise, I will see you in the next video. Bye! And this comes out... When does this come out? And I'm like